So this is gonna be day 1 of 7 Days to Die, and I'm gonna preface this by saying I am not a pro gamer, not that great at it, but my hope with this is that I'm going to alleviate some of the frustration for you guys that I had when I first started playing it. And I'm gonna admit that this is the first time that I'm going to play this without being on cheat mode. So instead of continue game, we're going to do new game. And maybe we don't name it Cheat 2.0. We'll just name that Recordings. And that all looks fine. And of course this game always gives you nice little starter tips that I don't ever read. So of course, when you first wake up, you're in a random area. Looks like I've started off in I call it the burning fields, but I don't really know what the proper term for it is. But you literally wake up naked with nothing. So you just hit continue. And then of course, in the very beginning, you get assigned tasks. Later on, as you progress in the game, you'll have quests that you can start on your own, which you obviously have to do because the point of the game is to better yourself and learn how to craft, and it's basically survival meets zombie world. So to start these quests, we are gonna if you hit the B button. Now I'm playing on a Windows system, so I don't know what these are for Mac. And there is me and my skivvies. So we're going to read this note. Just a friendly reminder that you pay. Yeah. So we've obviously crossed the wrong person. And so, first quest we have is to craft a bedroll. And to do that, you need to... And there's actually a chicken running over there, which, if I were further along in the game and had a weapon, would be awesome. So, for right now, you want to just gather fibers. So we just run around and punch some fibers here. I probably have enough just off of a couple to make a bedroll, but we're going to need some. Hopefully there's no more swing and a miss. Okay, now there's a journal in this game also, which again, I'm hitting B to do these things. But you can read the journal. It will flash annoyingly until you do. I don't actually read these things. So, but to craft, you click on the hammer. This is obviously your character, where once you start earning points, you can assign character points. Oops, I'm sorry, that's actually here. Character is where you would dress yourself once we get, some clothes here. And of course you have a map that shows you where you're at. So anyway, let's craft us a bedroll. So you click that, you hit craft, and pretty shortly here we'll have a bedroll, and then we'll get assigned our next task. Alright, so I'm going to put this down. This bar down here is everything that you have that's usable. The green line shows your hunger level. Once that line starts going down, you know you have to find something to eat, which, again, this game starts you off with a few nice things to start you off with. And the blue line, obviously, is your hydration level, so you do want to keep an eye on those. Those are actually new. with this update, because originally when I was playing you didn't have that. It was just kind of a guess, and all of a sudden character pops up and warns you that you're hungry. And it looks like it's still... Oh, it wants you to place the bedroll after you craft it to complete this quest. The problem here is I don't see anywhere I really want to bed down for the night, so I am going to look and see if we have something around here that I can call home temporarily, at least for day one. And again, it's crazy chicken running around. These will come in super handy once you progress further in the game. Right now, I would have to chase that chicken down and club it to death, and I don't feel like doing that. But there's actually a couple quests later on, one of which is very difficult and has always bugged out on me. I've never been able to complete it, where you have to kill 5 chickens using only a nail gun, which is insanely difficult. I have actually done it, but it won't register as complete for some reason. I did Google that online, and I'm not the only one who has had this particular glitch, but... Okay, so... since this is the closest house, I'm going to clear this out a little bit and call it home. Now, here's the first zombie. Of course, I don't really have a weapon other than my fists at the moment, so... Best way to deal with zombies when you don't have a weapon is to punch and stand back. And then swing and a miss. Punch and stand back. Punch and stand back. Do not be fooled. They go down once and then they get right back up again, and then you have to knock them down a second time. Luckily, in the beginning, they are very slow moving, so it's really not too hard to take them down. As long as you keep, continuously moving, it's not too big of a deal. And it looks like we can sneak in down here. And luckily for me, this place is, it's dark, unfortunately, but there are mushrooms down here, which I will gather. But there's also a zombie down here, so we gotta do something about that. Now, you also start out with a torch, which helps you see in the dark, and you can also use that as a weapon if you want. I just currently don't like using it. So if you switch to the torch, then you can actually see down here. And like I said, you can use it as a weapon, I just don't. And we have another zombie hiding in the corner over here, so let's move around. And I'll show you how this works as a weapon too. You can bop them on the head with it, and actually set them on fire too. Unfortunately, fire doesn't kill them, so it would be nice if it did, but it doesn't. I'm just going to do a quick check here again, just to make sure there's no other... Now this is actually going to be a good spot, because there is a chemistry station here. Now, early on in the game, looting is very important. So, always loot what you can in the very beginning. I apologize. I'm not telling you what keys I'm using here. So when you hit E is what will search it, and if it's something you want to take, you hit R, and R will take everything that's there. And then you just hit E again, and that gets you back out of it. But having a chemistry station here is very helpful. I am not going to put my bedroll down right here, because from going up the stairs, there's probably more creatures up there, and I want, before I clear out the house, I want to complete my quest. So, to complete this quest, we're going to the bedroll, and it's dark, you can't really see it, but you have left click and right click buttons, so left click is what will set that down for you. So that's completed. I'm switching back now to my torch. And so our next is to craft a stone axe. So to do that, I already have the plant fibers, but I need rocks and wood. Now, unfortunately, since I am... Oops, I don't want to go upstairs. Since I generated in the wasteland kinda, or I'm sorry, the burning fields place, it makes life a little bit difficult. Actually, there's a cooler. We need to search that. I don't keep those, I scrap them. Iron comes in very handy going forward. So, I'm going to switch back to open fist here. And there's another zombie. He is going to make gathering a little bit difficult, so I'm just going to take care of him now. And as you can see, I am really not good at fighting with my fists. Like a kid at T-ball. And he hit me. That was bad timing. A boxer I will never be. Alright, so. Wood, I believe we can get from punching this. There are also little plants that are kind of like twigs that you can get wood from. However, it takes a really long time and you have to find a lot. In the beginning, it is not that big of a deal to gather wood that way, but it's going to become an issue fairly quickly, so I'm just going to go for the most amount of wood I can in one shot. I mean, parts of this game are pretty tedious sometimes with the amount of times you have to hit things in the beginning, but trust me, once we get that axe, that is going to make life a lot easier. So from there, wow, all that work and only one wood. Okay. Note, don't do that. For stones, you want to look around on the ground. You're going to find them. Usually they're pretty plentiful. Okay, so here is one of the plants that will give you wood. They just look like sticks. Boy, there are a lot of zombies where they dropped me. Always check nests. You're gonna need the feathers, and if you luck out, sometimes you will also get eggs, which come in handy for cooking later, but... I wonder if that gave me rocks. Oh, look at that, I got a stone out of that. Like I said, this is literally the first time I am playing this without cheating, so... some things will also come as a surprise to me. But I'm going to take him out before he makes my life difficult. I don't remember encountering this many zombies straight out of the gate before. And like I said, remember, the first fall is always a fake fall. He will not stay down. Second is the one you can count on. Alright, hopefully we do not encounter any more zombies. And there are also a lot of birds' nests, it seems like, in this area. I honestly do not spend much time in the wasteland, or the burning area. because there are just some things that you can't find around here, and most of the buildings are completely destroyed. This one is surprisingly well intact, but usually it's not a good place to hang out. Plus, there do actually seem to be more zombies than in other areas. And there looks to be a sneaky one. I'm going to use the torch on him because he's hard to punch, and he will just keep nailing you in the shin. So, I'm gonna take him out that way. They don't seem like much, but again, they are sneaky. They sneak up on you when you're not paying attention, and they take out your shins. They can do quite a bit of damage before you realize they're there. And like I said, with them crawling on the ground, they're harder to take out. So I am already at noon of the first day, and I don't feel like I've accomplished a whole lot here. There's a stone. And there's that crazy chicken again. I really wish I was on the bow and arrow quest here so I could take that chicken out. Okay, it looks like I have enough to craft an axe. I just want to check this nest real quick. See, there's an egg, which is what we want. So, go to hit B, and that opens this up. Click on the hammer because we're going to craft. And we are now crafting a stone axe. In the beginning, all the stones, you want to catch them as soon as possible, because your axe is only a level 1 weapon, which are beginner weapons, and you use them a few times and then they need repaired, and the only way to repair them is to have extra stones or extra wood around in your inventory. So I'm going to drag this down so that I can use that. And the next part of the quests are to craft fiber pants and a fiber shirt so that we're not running around in our skivvies anymore. And I have been punching plants as we go, as I was looking for stuff for the axe, so I already have enough to craft both of these things. So there's pants, and there's a shirt. Clothing is something you want to upgrade as soon as possible, because there are certain places you're going to go where you're going to need specific clothes, because like the desert, you're going to overheat very quickly, or in the winter biome, you're going to want to have really warm clothing. So, we have completed that. Now we are wanting a wooden club, which obviously is going to require wood, but now that we have an axe, we don't have to run around and look for tiny little plants anymore. Although, while I'm here, grab a couple more fibers just in case. I am going to look for a tree like this. They're not too big, and this is going to give us quite a bit of wood. I'm obviously not going to cut this whole thing down, but I do want to gather up enough wood to keep me going here so that I don't have to keep stopping. Now, as you'll notice, actually I lied, I did just cut that down. As you'll notice, if you look on my little taskbar here, where you see where the axe is highlighted, you see that little line is going down. That's because once you start using your tools, they're going to wear down, and eventually I'm going to need to repair that, and I'm going to need stone for that. And like I said, normally in this biome they are plentiful all over in the ground, but I am not seeing any. And I also know what tasks are coming up, so I know that I'm going to need stone. And I believe if I smash right here, let me just check real quick and make sure I'm not doing this for nothing. No, that's just giving me clay, which I don't want right now. Clay comes in super, super handy later on, but right now it does not help me. And I don't see any stone. No, there's another nest. Let's check that out. And again, like I said, in the beginning you want feathers. Later on, not so much, but one of our tasks here shortly is going to be creating an arrow, bow and arrow, and you need the feathers for the arrows, which also requires wood. Like I said, a lot of the tasks that are coming up, that is not stone. Although there is a stone right there we'll pick up. I am really surprised that I'm not finding. I must be just in a bad spot as far as stone goes. Usually it is not this hard to find stone. There's another one we can pick up. Is that crazy chicken again? No, just garbage. Which, again, in the beginning, when you find trash, you want to search it. There's obviously nothing in that trash pile, but looting is a huge, huge thing in the beginning, because that's where you're going to get all your supplies, plus you get experience points. But we are going to stop right here, craft our wooden club, because that... Alright, let's craft that. And that is going to be our first official zombie weapon. So when a zombie comes about, switch over to the wooden club. You can use the axe for as a weapon as well. However, you need it to gather things in the beginning, so you don't want to wear it down. So now we are crafting bow and arrows, which once I craft that means that I could potentially take down that crazy little chicken running around. If you hit the arrow over here, that will craft as many things as you have supplies for. Unfortunately, I don't have enough stones right now to craft more than 2, so we're gonna just go ahead and craft those. And the next is gonna be a wood frame block. This is a waste of time in my opinion. This is great for later on when you're going to build your own shelter. However, I don't ever use the wood frame. Jeez, if I could talk. Wood frame blocks for that. But so what we'll do is we're going to craft it, and they want you to start a base, but it's a little early in the game, and you don't have nearly enough supplies to do that. So the next tip is going to be to place it, so I'm just going to throw it right there for now. Now they want you to upgrade this, and there is no instruction in this game to explain to you how you upgrade things, or repair things going forward, so this will be a handy tip for you. You go to the axe, and rather than do your regular left click mouse button, which will actually just, use the axe, right click on it. Right clicking upgrades, and also if something is broken or needs repaired, a wall needs repaired, a door, anything, that's what you do. And so I keep this stone axe the whole way through, regardless of what weapons I have, because it is always going to be used to repair. And now I'm going to break this back down because I want the wood back. But you have to, unfortunately, do that to complete your task. But it's a waste of wood, and I want that wood back. Next thing is a campfire, which unfortunately requires a lot of stones, and I have not had luck thus far finding stone. Which, like I said, I'm really, really surprised about. I don't really want to go too far from my base, but I'm going to have to. And we are already a good portion through the day here. So, getting started is, oh, there's more garbage we can check. And we have a schematic for bicycles, for the handlebars. So we're gonna, I do not save these, obviously, you just want to use them. Because what those do is give you knowledge on how to build things, and that will come in handy later. Because walking around takes forever, and so you're going to want to be able to build vehicles as fast as possible. There's another stone. Oh, another one of those. What a pain in the butt. Ah, swing and a miss, strike 2. I am complete bollocks without actual weapons. So this is what it's like to not cheat. Interesting. And there's another egg, which is great. Unfortunately, I still need quite a few rocks. What would be really nice is if I could come across a boulder that I can... Actually, this looks like it might be just a boulder. Oh, more garbage. Garbage is always good. Anytime you come across metal like this, you are going to want to scrap it. Because again, that comes in handy later once you get a forge. And empty glasses also come in super, super handy. I mean, it may seem in the beginning like it's a silly thing to have. I'm not entirely sure what this is, so let's hit it with the axe once, just to see what we get. Okay, that's gonna give us coal. We don't want coal. Okay. These things actually will come in handy later, the coal and the shales that I have right now. Unfortunately, it's not what I need. It's a little bit early in the game for that to help me. And found some water, which is good. And some gunpowder and some lead, which, again, these things will come in handy later, but unfortunately, I'm a little early in the game at the moment to get things for those to help me. But I will be glad that I have them later. Okay. I'm just going to look around here real quick to make sure there are no more rocks, because I'm going to need more rocks. And I can hear another one. Alright, I'm going to club this bad boy here, and then I'm going to head back to home camp there and create the campfire, because that's where we want it. And as you'll notice, it is much, much easier to take these things out with a weapon rather than trying to beat them down with your bare fists. These cars also come in handy later on. Once you have a ratchet, you can take them down. It is getting close to nighttime, I believe that's why. We're seeing a pickup in zombie activity here. Come on, get up, buddy. Trying to hit them while they're laying down doesn't work that great. I actually exploded his head. That's great. Usually I don't see that until I shoot him with guns. Now, you'll notice on the map here, if you look up top here, basically a compass, I guess, is what we'll call that. You'll see the big bat icon. That is how you find home base, and also once you start quests, that's how you'll navigate to where the quest takes place. Now, it is... I think the campfire might be the last quest we have here before we're kind of on our own, I believe. And it is also getting close to dark time, so I am going to, once we do the campfire here, which I want near my bedroll, Alright, so you hit B, open that up, go to craft, and we are going to craft this wonderful campfire, which also is something you will use throughout the whole game. Now, anything you want to use or place has to be down here. And then we're just going to scroll to it, and I'm going to put that right there. Okay. Now, the next quest is going to be to journey to find the trader. The trader is where you can, once we start gathering money, where you can buy some things, you can sell off your excess that you've looted, and he's also the one that gives you jobs. Now, I am going to make this place safe so that we can bed down for the night. So, let's head upstairs and see if we can kill all the other zombies without setting the entire house on fire. That would be bad. And of course, we're also going to loot everything up here, but we better take her out first. You know, I'm getting hit an awful lot here. Sorry, I just had to take the butt shot. Alright. So we're going to check our stove. And we have some helpful things in there. Cannot check the fridge. If the door is hanging open, there is nothing in there. Alright, and as always, with empty cans, scrap them. And then take the food. Coffee makers are good. Except this one's empty. And let's see what we got in this cabinet. And again, if you notice, this door's open, so you can't search that. The fridge door's hanging open, can't search it. That one, obviously, you can't search. Microwave, none of that stuff. So there is a pile of food right here, which is great. And cat food is very tasty. Cornmeal. A wrench is excellent. We can start dismantling things. Again, scrap those because iron comes in handy. Now, if you look down where the food and the water gauges are, I'm getting low. So I'm going to eat this dog food because who doesn't want dog food? And that can, we're going to scrap immediately because you're very limited as to what you can carry. Honestly, throughout the game, you're limited. But you're also extremely limited in the beginning, so we're going to drink some water, and then we're going to continue to see what we can find up here. Oh, I already checked that. Sorry, guys. Sink is empty. Trash compactor has wood. Garbage. Oh, has some coffee beans, and a thread and needle will also come in handy later. Like I said, empty glasses are helpful. I don't think we're near a water source, though, unfortunately, so we can't fill them up at the moment. Although, toilet water, I'm telling you, sometimes it can be your best friend in this game. And there's nothing like setting a nurse on fire. She sounds like a very angry nurse. Cranky, really. Oh, she got me too. But that's alright, I took her out. So, there is... Beware of these cupboards, and that is why we beware of cupboards. There is almost always a zombie chilling out, waiting for you to walk by. It's almost like a very childish game of hide and seek. And I can hear another one pounding around here somewhere that we've aggravated. I don't know where it's at, though, unfortunately. So. Sounds very close, though. So we're going to have a visitor here shortly. There's a cabinet to search, and just an empty can. Would really like to know where he is. Alright, heading upstairs. Let's see what we got going on. That is a handsome fella there. I'm going to guess that he is either one of the developers or a relative of one of the developers. Now, I am in a very unfortunate spot right here with him because I was backed up against the wall. I didn't really have anywhere to go, so you do want to watch when you're fighting zombies that you don't try to start a fight with them when you're backed into a corner like that. Because it usually doesn't end well, and we definitely don't want to go in there. We're going to fall through the floor. Which is unfortunate because there's some stuff over there I would like to loot. But I'm not going to right now. And so here is, that will come in handy later, but not, I don't need to carry around rotting flesh right now because it's not going to help me. Right here with the lovely toilet is where we can get murky water. And sometimes if there's water in there, you can sometimes fill your empty jars there. And then with your campfire, you can turn the murky water into drinkable water, boiled water. And here we have another one. I'm going to start the fight with her over here so that she will fall through the floor. Although, I would like to finish her off because she is going to come back up here. Then I'm going to have to deal with her again. Alright. Guess where the zombie's going to come from? As always. Now, unfortunately, we have 2 zombies right now. And you can, incidentally, set yourself on fire. In the beginning, you don't have a lot of stamina. So, when you're fighting 2 zombies like that, don't swing wildly with your club because you will run out of stamina. And then you're basically just going to be a sitting duck there. Which is bad. And this video has already gone almost an hour. I'm going to cut this down, obviously. So I am going to pause the game here, and then we'll pick it up in the next video, and we'll continue on.